Okay. All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order for the Fraser Recreation Commission, March 12th at 7 o'clock. That was agenda number 1. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Item number 3, roll call. Commissioner Rice?
Here.
Commissioner Walker?
Here.
Commissioner Hunt? Here. Commissioner Cook?
Here.
Commissioner Rostelli?
Here.
Okay. All right. Item number 4, the election of a chairman, Recreation Commission. So is there proper wording?
I believe you're going to make a motion.
Somebody has to
Oh,
nominate
so somebody
her.
has to, okay.
Yep, someone,
All right. So do we have any nominations for the chairman for Recreation Commission?
I'll nominate Echo Hunt to be the chairperson.
I second. I third.
All right. So then do I accept?
yeah,
All right. I accept. All right. Oh, we're going to vote?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Do we just say?
Yes. All in favor?
Okay, all in favor? Okay, thank you. All right. All right.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right. Motion carries. Item number 5, election of vice chairman, Recreation Commission. This would be the person that would sit in this spot and read the,
The minutes?
the
or
min- the- yeah, we'll
the-
do the meeting when I'm not here, so.
I would like to make a nomination. I'd like to nominate Jake Rice for this position because
Oh,
it'll give him some practice.
okay. I'll second that. Do we have to second it and then he accepts it?
I still vote. I'll vote. I'm okay with it. I'll vote for Chris though. But Chris Cook. But
Oh, you're going to nominate Chris?
I nominated Chris. But I'm okay with it
Okay.
for sure. Thank you.
So, Chris Cook nominated Jake Rice. Jake Rice accepted.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, so Jake Rice is the new vice chairman of the Recreation Commission. All right. Approval of the agenda for March 12th, 2024. So, that's right here.
Yes, we had a few things, no, wait, not the agenda.
agenda.
Sorry, not the agenda. Go ahead. I approve the agenda for March 12th, 2024.
I second.
Okay, so Chris Cook, do I say this? I used to be better at this when I didn't know what I was doing, and now I really don't know what I'm doing.
so the,
So Chris Cook made a motion to approve the agenda for March 12, 2024, seconded by Jake Rice. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. All right, number 7, approval of the minutes for the regular meeting, February 6th, 2024. Okay, so I actually had two updates or changes. I'd like to amend and approve the minutes to read that I had asked to be excused. So it will be item number 3 on the minutes. Instead of absent, I was excused. And then also on item number 6, under volunteer group reports, the Beautification Club, the next meeting will be March 27th at 6:30 at the Infinity Hall sidebar, not the library. So if those, are there any other adjustments, anything? All right, so having those updates to amend the minutes, can I make a motion to approve them? All right. I'd like to make a motion to approve them.
I second it.
Okay, so, made a motion by Commissioner Hunt, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Item number 8, the volunteer group reports. Okay.
Testing, testing. Laura Lessig, 15201 Fairview. On behalf of the Fraser First Booster Club, I want to say that our Blue Jean Ball that we had last month was a great success. Thanks to all the sponsors, donators, and those that attended the event. We thank you very much. It was a very good day. We have already booked for next year at Vintage House. It'll be Saturday, February 8th, 2025. So start thinking about that, and we'll take donations and everything too, so whenever you want to get started on that. Our next meeting for the Fraser First Booster Club is Wednesday, March 20th at 6 p.m. at Ramshorn. We want to thank the library for letting us use their facility for our meetings. They were busy this next Wednesday, so that's why we're having it at the Ramshorn, but hopefully in April we'll be back at the library to have our meetings there. We have membership drive going on right now. There's a link on our Fraser First Booster Club page that you can sign up for membership. It's $20 a year, and we're going to add to that 3 years for $50. So you can become a member and you get firsthand information regarding of what's going on with Fraser First. Please come to the meetings. We're working on our next project, so that's kind of in the works. So we'll have a lot to talk about there. You don't necessarily have to use the website to sign up. You can also mail in your payment to the club, and their address is 16925 Masonic, and post office box 26001, and that's Fraser, Michigan 48026. But the only thing I can talk about now is that from McKinley Park, the rock snake will be coming back in the spring. So look forward to that, and make some new rocks for us to make it the longest ever, okay? Thank you. Any questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Chris Cook, do you want to talk about the Fraser Beautification Club? There's nothing new rather to report other than our next meeting is March 27th at 6:30 at Infinity Hall, sidebar. Sorry, that was the official Fraser Beautification Club report. Next meeting is 2 weeks. All right. Anything else from the volunteer groups? Okay, seeing no other reports. Number 9, the administration report.
So I was just going to touch base on a couple of our events that we had going that we've discussed at the last meetings. Number 1 is the marshmallow drop. We are completely sold out, so that's 400 participants, 200 at each drop. And again, that's on Saturday, March 23rd. First drop at 12, second drop at 12:30. I am still seeking volunteers. If any of our Recreation Commission members would like to volunteer, it would be a huge help. So, do you guys have any questions as far as the marshmallow drop?
What time would you like us there?
I would say 11:30 would be great.
All right.
And I can't guarantee you what time you would leave, but it could be about 1:30.
Okay.
So if you do want to volunteer, just let me know, and I'd be more than happy and very grateful for volunteers. Second is the Animal Magic. And right now, we currently have 57 out of 75 people or children signed up for it. That's on Saturday, May 18th at 3:30 p.m. And that is at the Lions Club Banquet Hall. Archery, I discussed that I was trying to get archery here in Fraser. I talked to the person who runs the archery program, and what he was thinking would be it would start a beginner class in July 15th, and it would run to the 19th. It would run from 3 to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Another beginner class would be the next week from July 22nd to July 26th from 3 to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. An intermediate in August 12th to the 16th, and that would be from 3 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. We had a department head meeting, and after discussing it with our DPW, they feel like we have plenty of room in our sheds. So it looks like a little next step forward is the final details to get the archery program here. It would be $102 per person, and it would be at Steffens Park. And we would be limited to 12 participants per session, and it would be 8 years of age or older. So that is what I'm working on for archery. Again, we just kind of took the next step of, looks like we're going to have enough room for the equipment, and we just got to make the flyer, advertise for it, and then just work out some final details with the company that would be running it. A yoga class. I said that I wanted to bring a yoga class here. I met with the person who would run it, and we kind of came up with a rough estimate of how we would run it, and that would be 3 weeks, 6 classes on Tuesday and Thursday. It would be $45. It would run from June 11th to June 27th. There would be a second session from July 9th through the 25th, and again, $45. And then there would be a drop-in for $10 if you guys just wanted to try like one class, or if you can't make it to everything, you could just do a drop-in for $10. It would be at all different parks. It would be just one of those things that we would pick different parks so that each park or pocket park would get the members to try it out there. And very excited for it. Again, we met today to kind of work on some details, and I'm not sure of that's not like a final verdict of how we want to run it, but that was like what we came up with today of how the schedule would fit and the pricing.
Very good.
Did I miss the time? Did you say the time?
It would be, no, you know what? I didn't say it, but it would be at 7 o'clock.
Okay. All right.
Again, that's what we were thinking. It could be 6, but I think 7 might be a better time after dinner, and then, while it's warm, because it is going to be outside. Big Bounce House, or Big Bounce America. With the help of the city manager, they were able to finish the contract. It was a long time coming. And they would be using Steffens Park from May 14th through May 28th, as far as bringing their stuff in, setting up, and the actual live dates would be May 18th and 19th, and May 24th through the 26th. Friday and Saturday, it would run from 9 a.m. to 9:30 p.m., and on Sunday, it would run from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. One more thing I was going to discuss was Skyhawks, and I wanted to give you guys an update on the attendance of Skyhawks. I believe when I discussed it early on, the number was try to get at least 5 people to run a class. And if we were going by numbers, just to go off a little bit, is flag football for 6 to 8-year-olds, we have 9 already signed up. For soccer, we have 9 already signed up. And that was for the 8 to 12-year-olds. Soccer for the 5 to 7-year-olds, we have 6 signed up. Multi-sport tots, we have 5. Flag football for the 9 to 12-year-olds, we have 5. Mini Hawks, 4. Soccer tots, 3. First down tots is 3. Multi-sport basketball, soccer, and flag football is 2. And I also released a summer schedule for camps. I don't know if you happen to see that, but we are starting to hand out, we just got flyers, so I'm starting to hand out the flyers. But the reason I wanted to kind of go over that is to show you that it is doing pretty well for the first attempt. And as of right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can most likely run 5 classes just with the attendance already right now. $79 a child, and with the city of Fraser getting 10%. So it is doing well. It is, to me, so far successful. Obviously, we want more numbers. We want to try to fill up as much as we can, but it's doing well, and I think it's a huge positive for the city. And
When does it start again?
so the first classes would be in April, and there is Monday and Wednesday classes, and then there's Friday classes. So the first classes start April 8th.
Okay.
Some are obviously the 10th, and then we have some that are May 3rd. And then the camps, I believe, start either in June or July. I do have a cutoff here, and I apologize that I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's either June or July for the camps. Camps are more money, but they're, I think, 3.5-hour classes. They're $135 a camp.
That's definitely a good start.
Yeah, we definitely are getting a lot of interest, and like I said, with the flyer that just arrived, that Skyhawks printed out for us, I'm going to be handing it out to multiple places, and then it will also be at the marshmallow drop on the registration table for anyone to take. So that is it for administration reports.
I have a quick question on the Big Bounce.
Yeah.
Is that 3 weekends then, or did it get dropped to 2? 'Cause
It got dropped.
Oh, okay.
They originally were looking for longer. I think it was to June 4th, if memory serves me
Okay.
correct, but they
Okay.
changed it to,
So there is only 2. Okay, good. All right.
Yep.
All right. Any questions?
Sounds good.
All right. Item number 10, citizen participation.
Laura Lessig, 15201 Fairview. Just some questions regarding the marshmallow drop. The flyer indicates there's going to be Easter Bunny, petting zoo, all this activity. I know you're locked in for the drop as far as how many people, but I think there still could be other people there just to see the Easter Bunny and the petting zoo. Are you sure you have enough volunteers to handle all that? And think people might come earlier than 11:30 and stay later than 1:30 as
So
well?
I definitely need more volunteers. We are definitely short on volunteers. I did reach out to the superintendent of the schools, and gave my email address to the principal and teachers in charge of the National Honor Society, so I'm hoping that they reach out in the next couple of days. I touched base with her again today, and she included some other people. So I'm hoping to get some of the schools, but I also asking the Recreation Commission if they have some time to
Okay.
volunteer as well. And then as far as having people there, the food truck that I'm going to have, the little donut factory, they're planning on getting there early. And the petting zoo and pony rides, they have a 3-hour block, so they're going to be there early. And obviously, the Easter Bunny will be there at 11:30 as well.
Okay.
All right.
The next question I have is with the Big Bounce House, are you still anticipating using lots for extra parking?
I believe that they're using the field and the lots for parking. I haven't been a part of it in the previous years, obviously, so I don't know how it was in previous years, but they do have a plan, and I think have been in contact with city manager, DPW, about using the grounds as well for parking, for additional parking. They require a certain amount of parking, and we are able to provide enough for them.
So you don't need the volunteer groups to help out with that?
No, the Big Bounce America is going to be running the event. As far as I know, I haven't heard of anything needing volunteers for them. That's kind of their thing, but using our parks and using, obviously, the communities and Fraser as their people who are going to be using it.
And Chris, just to let you know, in the past, when we've had them come to town, we never had an issue with parking because of the timing. They set times for each the groups to come for their slot. We never really had an issue with parking, so hopefully that'll be okay with that.
Yeah, I think that, again, I know you guys have had that as far as the city. I think that's going to be one of those things that's going to be a great thing for the community. Another fun-filled 2 weekends that they can use it, and it sounds like it's a big event. It's a big deal, and I'm more than happy to have them here because it sounds like it's a successful, fun activity for them.
And I got the dates here, you said 18 and 19, so it's not on that Friday, the 17th?
It is not what I have. I have May 18th, 19th, 24th, 25th, and 26th according to the contract. I can double check for the May 17th date. I do have the contract in my office, so I can look at that and just double check, but I don't believe they have the 17th as an active date, but I will double check to see if.
And then also Memorial Day itself would not be a date, Monday, the 27th.
Correct.
And I think the Big Bounce House website would have us out there already,
Yeah, I
so we could probably check that as well.
absolutely.
Okay, my next question is, since we have 2 open seats, I would like to see active solicitation for more members to join the commission. And other than that, I think that's all I had, so thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other citizens? Okay, item number 11. Commission member reports. All right, we'll start with Jake Rice.
I have nothing this time.
Okay. Commissioner Rostelli?
Nothing for me
Nothing.
today.
Commissioner Walker?
Nope, nothing.
All right. I would just like to say that, so next month, I am not going to be here, so Jake will be sitting here doing the minutes, and thank you for, or not the, running the meeting. Thank you very much for that. And I'll be able to come by on Saturday, the 23rd, 24th, 23rd. So I'll be here at 11:30,
Thank you.
okay? And that's all I have. So Commissioner Cook?
Just a couple things. 2 things, really. I know that they talked about the Big Bounce House using the parking lot, and I don't think it was clear that across the street where El Charles was, and that the 2 organizations were going to collect money to park in that parking lot, that's a no-go?
I am not sure on that. Is that something that they've done in previous years?
No, it was the first year they were going to do that so that they had ample parking, but the 2 clubs that were going to do it should know, like, yes or no, or...
Let me check the contract. It could be in the contract. Maybe I missed that section. Like I said, the city manager worked on it a lot with our city attorney and them, so they deserve all the praise on that one.
And then the only other concern I had, did St. John's baseball team reach out to you, and did you get back to them, or?
I had about 3 or 4 different organizations reach out, all in a day apart of each other. So I have, I believe it's Motown's baseball organization who wants to use our field for their home games. I have a softball league who wants to use it, both diamonds, Monday nights for 2 games each. And I have another organization who wants to use it on Wednesdays. Right now, because that was all last week and the beginning of this week and getting everything else organized, I still have to kind of dig my fingers into it. And the big concern right now is trying to get the fields ready and get them up to date and good enough to be able to run those leagues or those practices so that we can hold them. I know that during COVID, it was one of those things that they weren't worked on. And I don't know last year how often they were rented or how often they were needing or getting maintenance. So I know that they need a lot of work as far as the fields. So it's not something that I'm not saying can't be done, but it most likely will have to be a capital improvement because of everything that needs to be done for those. So again, I'm not saying it's not something that we're going to rent out, or we are. I'm just got to try to get the fields up to snuff for them. One of their stipulations for some of these organizations is to get the field corrected and, in working condition between the fencing or the field and the dirt and the bases. So nothing that we can't handle. It might just take a little bit. So hopefully we're able to bring them back to par and hold those organizations and leagues.
So is there a certain number to reach you at? Because I know the person that was really interested in it said he left a few messages and never received a phone call back.
If it's the gentleman that you talked about last time, he called me, I left him a message, he called me again, and I left him a message.
Okay, so it's back and forth. Okay,
Yeah, and I haven't heard back from that message as
Okay.
far as that gentleman is concerned.
okay.
But, yeah, I've just been taking a lot this week as far as baseball fields, so I don't know if everyone is anticipating the same thing at the same time. But I met with one of them who wanted to do it, the adult league, and I believe if he is able to rent it out, it was 13 games on both the fields, or 13 nights. So I think it came to around $1,800 is what we would pull in if we were able to do it. But their stipulation was that they would only rent it if we can get the fields in better conditions.
Did they give you a timeline of getting the fields into better conditions so they would commit, or?
So they're kind of waiting on me to see where the city of Fraser wants to go as far as the baseball fields. Again, I haven't been able to get into it yet as far as talking it over, seeing what our DPW can do, seeing what the budget would be to get the fields up and running. It's going to take a little bit of time to work on that. So again, all this was last week, and it was like a Tuesday through Friday thing. So I haven't had much time to work on it as far as coming up with numbers, what we need to fix things, talking to our DPW, seeing what their availability is and what they can do, and what we might need to get from, if we have to, another company.
Perfect, okay.
I have a question about that too. If we don't have money in the budget from the city to do any fixing up, could we get additional sponsors or do some other funding to get it rolling?
Yeah, I would assume or presume that the city would be happy with sponsorships and to try to help get the fields up. And again, that would probably be a huge help for it. And then it's also the working on it as well, the manpower, I guess you can call it. I don't know how much our DPW has that can set time to work on it. I don't know if it's one of those where we can hire a third-party company or volunteers. Volunteers is a little bit tricky because you're talking about liability and using our equipment. And so as much as that's great and that's very helpful, I'm not saying that we can't do that. I just always hesitant or want to be able to play that safe as far as using volunteers.
Did you say 2 months ago, or I think it was 2 months ago, that they might be bringing back kickball?
I believe you guys were discussing it. I'm not,
Oh, I thought you said somebody had reached out to you and they were going to do they were going to bring their organization to Fraser to do it.
I don't remember.
So that never, okay, all
I
right.
don't believe I talked about
Maybe it was just, okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay, that's all right. All right. I was just, and plus then I was just looking at the budget that was set in the meeting with the minutes, and I was like looking for what the line item is that actually has the money, and the only thing I saw was repairs and maintenance. There was nothing budgeted, but there was nothing budgeted.
I don't think that it would be under Parks and Recreation as far as the maintenance of the field.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. All right, all right. Anything else? Okay, we have a citizen that wants to add something.
Thank you. I just looked up the Big Bounce House of America, and they have us down for 3 weekends. So you might want to double check that, or unless they haven't updated their site. But I
Did you
could,
happen to see the dates?
18th, it was the 3 weekend, like the next weekend after.
After the
So the
26th.
31st and the 1st of June
Okay.
was on there.
I'll check, and they might not have updated their website. That was the original dates.
Right.
On the latest contract, they took it back a week, so let me talk to the city manager, talk to Big Bounce and see where they're at as far as that.
Right, because right now, people could get tickets for that third weekend, is what I'm saying.
Oh, so you can already buy tickets online, okay.
Yes. Because this does draw from all over, people coming from far away to come to this event. Oh, and while I'm up here, is there any updates on the parade for July? I know those are things that you might need to lock in some contracts.
So I sent out a initial email inviting some of the vendors or some of the people who participated in the parade. After I sent it out, the big question was amongst the people I work with was, are we actually going to be able to have the parade this year? I know that in my very first meeting, we discussed it a little bit,
Right.
but there is concern that they only have 3 months, and that if the roads are torn up, I don't know how we're going to be able to do it. I'll have to talk to the city manager and talk to the company doing the repairs, because I'm unsure of how we would be able to run the parade. So I don't want to say we're not having it or we're having it. That is next on my agenda. Again, I sent out an email inviting people back to it, but there is the concern that with that kind of construction, that short of time, not sure how we would be able to run it. We looked at a different street, and I don't see a different street being useful. I think we would have to use Garfield. So again, another thing that I have to work on, but I just unsure if we're going to be able to hold it this year. Again, I'm not saying we're not. I'm not saying we are. It's something we're going to have to talk to the construction company to see how we're going to be able to run it still with them doing all the work.
Well, and I think the city manager mentioned that there will be one lane open during the whole construction, and that it should be able to happen. So we've done it in less than 3 months before, so
Yeah.
I think it can happen.
And again, I'm not saying we can't do it one lane. There's just the concern there right now of, are we going to be able to do it with one lane? So, or if we do have the one lane, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Okay, anything else from anybody? All right, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:34.
A second.
All right, motion was made by Commissioner Cook to adjourn the meeting at 7:34, seconded by Commissioner Rice. All in favor?
Aye.